Ciao, I'm FIDE Master Vladimir Chernigov and it's our new video after a long time. We'll talk about candidates, obviously one of the most interesting and exciting tournaments in chess. It will start on Saturday and 8 players will fight for the only one first place that will guarantee the right to fight against Gukesh in the World Championship match. So we see here directly who are the participants. We'll take a look who are them, talk a little bit about everyone, and we'll make our prediction on who will win this tournament, how many chances maybe he will have against Gukesh in the final. So let's start. First of all, who are them, right? Fabiano Caruana, all know, FIDE circuit winner of 2024. It was the first player that qualified for the candidates. Then Anish Giri and Matthias Bluebaum that qualified from the Grand Swiss tournament. There we remember that Matthias had great tournament. He was underdog. I mean, he was not definitely the favorite to qualify there, but he somehow performed very well and yeah, totally deserved win. It's true that he was playing a little bit passive and the people were thinking that they will have to win against him, and finally they were pushing too hard and he was using his chances, but very solid how he defended versus Keimer. So well deserved by Matthias and Anish Giri. I mean, also very solid player that always has a high level. Jawahir Sindarov first in FIDE World Cup, Wei second, and Andrei Sipenko third. We all remember this World Cup where Uzbekistan players showed very good performance, but Wei and Isipenko were also in great shape. And then it doesn't say here Prathananda Ramesh Babu because of his very long name, it doesn't show, but he is qualified because of 2025 FIDE circuit. Also, it was pretty clear that he'll be ahead of everyone some months before. And Hikaru Nakamura, we all know that this story, you know, about him farming rating, becoming like Louisiana chess champion and so on. But we talked already about it in previous videos with Vladislav that, yeah, I mean, it's obvious that it's absolutely normal thing if rules are like that, so why not to use it? So yeah, for you just to not have only my opinion in this case, I just decided to also ask prediction to my friend Vladi ChatGPT. We can see it here on the screen. So what does he say? Matthias Bluebaum, he puts it in last place. Here is very important. These probabilities that we're showing in the screen are for the winning the candidates tournament, because really any other place doesn't matter. So for example, when I will do my prediction also, I mean that let's say if I put someone in last place, it means that he has least chances to win the tournament, not necessarily that I think that he will finish on the last place. So what it says about Matthias Bluebaum: qualified via Grand Swiss, second place. Solid but lacks a light consistency against 2750 plus opposition. It's also true that you know that Matthias just recently started to score well against this player, and it says likely to score draws but not enough wins. Need a huge overperformance to contend. Seems logic. I'm thinking that, yeah, I mean, a lot of players will be pushing against Bluebaum here. He'll be very solid, and maybe if they will try to overpush, he'll get some points even. But okay, so for now we see this version and then I'll give you mine. 7th, Andrei Yesipenko, 5%. Extremely talented, dangerous tactically. Again, I don't discuss here with my friend, but inconsistent at top level events. Also, it's true, we all remember that in World Cup, I believe, yeah, it was a World Cup in semifinals versus exactly Wei. This guy blundered like a rook or something in one and in absolutely winning position or a piece, and almost didn't qualify, but he wins the third place decider. Has not yet proven candidates level endurance, and dark horse but unlikely over 14 rounds. It's true that Isipenko obviously is a strong player, but to win the tournament probably it's too much for him. 6, Jawahir Sindarov, 8%, a World Cup winner, huge achievement, fearless and creative style. It's also true, we know that in terms of the chess theory, he's very strong, he's always pushing, you know, very hard any positions, a very aggressive player. However, limited experience in the light round robins. It's true because once again in Swiss, in the round robins he didn't play that much yet. I mean, he did play already some tournaments and did do well, but in these kind of tournaments, you know, it's a pressure, he's a young guy, etc. Fifth, Anish Giri, elite preparation extremely solid. Historically draws too many games in candidates. Needs more risk taking to win. High floor, low ceiling in this format. So for me, Anish Giri, I will talk about him later in my own predictions. But it's true that this that he's king of the draws. It just happened because of these candidate tournaments where he scored 14 draws out of 14 games. But actually, he's not that boring player. I think he has a lot of interesting ideas nowadays, at least. So I don't think it's like a lot of people were saying that Boris Gelfand is a very boring player. But sometimes, let's say, if we remember the best chess candidates tournament in history, there were played, where Kramnik and Carlsen were fighting for the first place. I mean, Gelfand played extremely creative games and pushed hard for a win. So the same is about Anish. Fourth, Wei E, 13%, back to elite level after resurgence, incredible calculation and fighting style. Question if consistency under the pressure. One of the most dangerous swing players. Here I will disagree, because I think he's quite consistent under the pressure. He played some good tournaments already, so I think he totally has enough level and enough psychology to play this tournament. Third, Pragnananda Ramesh Babu. Rapidly improving, elite tournament experience, already proven he can beat anyone. Slight question, stamina or long classical events. Very real contender. Kinda agree. Again, here not much to discuss. I have a little bit different opinion about my forecast here, but it's also true. What it says here, second Hikaru, probably the most consistent performer recently. Elite practical decision making, finished second in candidates 2024. Extremely hard to beat. Ideal for this format. Okay, nowadays Hikaru is not that hard to beat, let's be honest. Obviously that maybe here this thing take on count most of the tournament in general in career of Hikaru, but recently I don't see him that well. And Fabiano Caruana is the first player, first favorite, the main favorite according to the ChatGPT. Says still the most complete classical player in the field, massive candidates experience, and that he won in 2018. Strong results, recent results. For example, top finishes in 2025-26 event. We know that Caruana won the US Chess Championship for I don't know how many times already, and this year as well. A slight concern recent losses before the event, still the most likely winner overall. So this is the prediction here, not my own. So you can see it on the screen. And now we switch back to the main page with a lot of players, and let's see what I do think about it. For me, first of all, these candidates can be one of the most at least exciting. I'm not saying high level at all, but exciting. It's different things, right? For example, match versus Fabiano and Magnus with 14 draws, some people consider much less exciting than match between Nepomniachtchi and Wei, even though the guys were blundering every game, or Nepomniachtchi and Ding, where they were blundering a lot of things, or like Ding versus Gukesh, that was one of the most weak match in chess history, I think, by performance of the players. But it's true that for me not. I mean, for me I still prefer high level, but here I don't see someone that will be extremely underdog. For example, I still always put this example about Abbasov, right? Nihat Abbasov, Azerbaijan player that looks like he just came there to farm, I don't know how many, 50,000 or 20,000, how much they received for, or I think it was 2,500, or please write in the comments, I don't remember, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, for the draws, because he literally played for the draw from the beginning. And I think when you are this kind of player, instead you should play without the fear, because I mean, you should understand, you are Nihat Abbasov, right? It's your first and last chance to go to top, right? So why don't try even to use it? You just play for a draw every game with white, with black, doesn't matter. Trading all the pieces doesn't make a lot of sense. So the guy was very weak and people were winning against him kind of easily. I don't see no one here. Let's say all the people say that Matthias Bluebaum is huge underdog, but I don't see him that underdog as Abbasov. So okay, for me, the one who has least probability to win the candidates is finally Matthias Bluebaum, without a surprise. But I hardly think that he will finish even maybe in last place, to be honest. I think in last place even can end up someone like Andrei Sipenko, Hikaru. Even we'll see that Hikaru I will not rate it high at all. So yeah, I think Matthias Bluebaum 8th rank, because finally that's the point, right? He's very solid, but this is a difference, right? That if he will be like performing well, so what? Because it's hard to explain. Yeah, I mean, I think that if he will have chance, like if I'll put him higher in my rating, and if he'll have real chance to qualify, like to be first, so it means that at least after first leg he will be like in between 3 favorites, right? He will be in top 3. So I'm thinking then the problem is that, let's say, because of people over pushing against him, and then people will start to take him more serious. They'll stop to push that hard against him. He'll have a lot of draws, and will stop winning. Even like in the best case scenario, like he can be like in top 3, top 4, top 5, but to win, I just don't see it. Like he simply doesn't have a level to win the tournament against all these players. And yeah, only his chances that people will over push, but if he will do extremely well, at some point it will be stopped, and then he'll lose a lot of points with unnecessary draws. So Matthias Bluebaum 8th. 7th, I mean, probably some guys in comment will hate me, but for me 7th is Hikaru. Hikaru Nakamura plays worse and worse every day, like literally. I mean, it's understandable. He has a wife, he has a kid, I believe, that just was recently born, and he already is not that sharp player. Also psychologically, we all see that he's not very stable at all. We see this match in freestyle, no, in freestyle, is Speed Chess Championship it was, versus Firuja, right, versus Alireza, where he were like, I mean, simply like winning, then lost just couple of games, and he started to tilt extremely, and then lost everything. Then next day he played versus Lazovic, and he lost also kinda easily. So was it a tilt? Maybe. In other hand, we can say that also that Hikaru's strength always was like the rapid, fast controls, and even if there he cannot perform against top players, but I mean, even with all respect, Denis Lazovic still needs to prove that he is a really top player, even though he's extremely good in blitz. Like even there, Hikaru already cannot do anything. So if we are talking about slow chess, where he was always like lower rated than, not lower rated, I mean, but his skill was less than in classical, I don't really see just what he needs to do to win these candidates. I mean, yes, if he will be in his best form, yes, but he is not, and he will not be like in his best form. I understand that it's his last chance to win a candidate, and you know, all this pressure that if not now, then never, because probably, I mean, next tournament we'll not even see him already, the age and so on. So he'll be extremely motivated, but I think in case of Hikaru, he will not handle even this pressure. Like I'm literally thinking that we can see Hikaru in last place in this tournament totally, or like somewhere in the second, like from 5th to 8th in the second half of the standings. Okay, 6th player, complicated. I will say that 6th players is probably Andrei Sipenko, just simply because for me I like his play style. He studies a lot, he prepares well, he's a very aggressive player when it's needed. But it's true that sometimes he has like these unexplainable blunders, sometimes he becomes too nervous, sometimes things just doesn't go that well for him, and it's true that he really has least experience, because people say that Sindarov has least experience, but Sindarov plays lately a lot of tournaments, and in freestyle chess he was always in this circuit, and in the top tournaments he's invited, and World Cup he played. I mean, he really already plays a lot versus light players, but Andrei Sipenko rarely is invited to top tournaments. Maybe it's because of his nationality, maybe because of something else, but really rarely he plays somewhere. So yeah, I think Sipenko is 6th. 5th place, I will give it probably to wow, that's getting more complicated. To be honest, like 5th and 4th, let me please tie 2 players. I really can't decide. 5th and 4th are Anish Giri and Pragnananda Ramesh Babu. Why? Because here it's very obvious. So Anish, I just don't see again. It's true that he's not the drawish as people say, but again, recent tournaments he was good but not great. I still don't see how, let's say, on earth he will finish above of Fabiano Caruana. Like it's hard to believe, right? Because they have very similar play style, I would say, but Fabiano do everything like 2-3 times better than Anish, right? So like what will make him score higher than Fabiano? I don't think so. And nowadays, I mean, Fabiano still is kind of in good shape, Anish Giri also, but I still don't see him that strong as before, even though like he finished first in this FIDE Grand Swiss. So yeah, for me, and Praggnanandhaa, when I just knew the list of the players, like, okay, not when I just knew the list of players, it was in summer where he was crushing everyone, and you know, people were saying that he's high favorite. I was tempted to agree. I see him very strong. He's very complete player, good in tactics, good in theory, good in positional chess, good in endgames. Like, he had everything. But then, since this decisive tournament started, like Grand Swiss, World Cup, he literally vanished. Like, he didn't win anything. He played badly. I think he just reached finals and beat, I think, or I don't remember, in some tournaments they played Tata Steel with Gukesh, these finals, but I don't know who won, don't remember, to be honest. But yeah, except of this, he played extremely bad, mistake after mistake after mistake. It's true that he might kind of go back in form. If it will happen, he's one of the biggest favorites, but I rather don't believe it, because I mean, it's like, you know, it's even in our level, it's obvious, like, you know, there are these tournaments here in Spain that like every week, Monday to Sunday is one tournament, then another, and like usually you go, you play Monday to Sunday, and then like, let's say Sunday you finish one tournament and you played it terrible. What, will you go to next tournament on Monday, and just because of local venue changed, let's say, you will start to play better? Probably not, right? So yeah, I mean, I just don't see how like that fast, after 1 month ago being playing bad, 2 months ago, 3-4 months ago playing bad, Praggnanandhaa just all of a sudden will start to play very strong. Just that's why. But I really, if he shows his best, he's one of the favorites. Okay, third place I'll put Wei Yi. Wei Yi, because of his sharp style. He's a very uncomfortable player. He plays a lot of weird like English retis, except of the typical main openings. Obviously, he has a lot of novelties. He has special play style. Also, he's not that often playing on the top level, so, you know, for people, it's harder a little bit to prepare. They're not too used to his play style, like, except of it being already, like, I mean, very strange. They still need to be used to play, like, against this guy. They still don't even have enough opportunities to play against him. So I see him there, but it's true that psychological part of Chinese player were never on top. It's true that Wei kind of handles pressure well, but I think he lacking still a little bit of skill. Even in World Cup, he was totally lost versus Isipenko. He just had luck to pass to the final, and I just don't feel that he has enough quality to win. But I don't think that psychology is a problem, because before Wei was playing like on very top level always, and yeah. And then we left with two, Fabiano Caruana and Jawahir Sindarov. It's really hard. For me, they are almost tied for the first place, and I explain you why. Jawahir, because of his play style, he's simply more active player than Fabiano, more attacking, and I feel like he's in really beast mode form right now. All the tournaments he playing well, and he's still so young and still so motivated. And I see him very strong player also. I mean, it's not that just he wins because he's aggressive. He do play his style, his play style very well. I see him like really one of the big favorites here, and a lot of people, for me, do underestimate him. Let's say like the ChatGPT put him in 6th place, and Fabiano, because obviously his experience, he's objectively a player that plays the strongest chess once again. Also, Fabiano obviously understands that it's one of his last chances to win the candidates. It's true that Fabiano is not that last opportunity compared to Hikaru, because Hikaru really every year playing worse and worse, and Fabiano, I don't notice it that much. But it's true that recently Fabiano still was not playing that great as expected. It's true that Fabiano, for me, it's obviously not nearly in the same form that he was in 2018 and 19 when he was playing candidates and match versus Magnus, where he was very close to win it, even in some games there in the middle of the match. Very tough. If I have to choose one player, I think should be Fabiano, because of the experience, you know. Simply because experience is still first tournament. Jawahir, we don't know how he reacts. But this looks like, you know, this like kind of card track that, like, if he's really in good shape and if he'll not be too nervous, and moreover if he'll get some like fast wins in the start of the tournament, I can see that Jawahir Sindarov going like a train, like, you know, and winning this tournament. So that was my prediction so far. The tournament start already this Saturday, so yeah, stay tuned. We'll try to review some games of this tournament, maybe like every 3 rounds or every 2 rounds, depends, because here these days I'm alone now. Ladislav is very busy with his like private life for 1 month or so. It will be hard to do videos with him, unfortunately. But I'll try to cover some rounds of the candidates if everything will be okay. Please chat in the comments who do you think is main favorite. Do you agree with my opinion or something else that you think is needed to know? And we'll see you in the next videos. Please, if you can, subscribe to the channel, put like, and it will help the video pop up in the YouTube notifications. Thank you. Ciao.